Okay, so I just got home from interviewing Lon Milo Duquette, a humble, generous, funny dude, and I had a great time, and I can't thank him enough for sitting down with me. But I realized that I said that he will be at Alchemy Arts tomorrow from 7 to 9:30, when in reality it is tonight, Friday, from 7 to 9:30. He will be at Alchemy Arts. So it's a free event. Feel free to stop by, a book signing, chat with the guy. He's a wonderful, funny guy, and he's brilliant. So feel free to stop by. I highly recommend it. Other than that, here is the wonderful interview with Lon Milo Duquette.
So, I hope you don't find it presumptuous of me, and I have to say, I'm a tremendous fan of your work. I think I own every book that you've ever written. But I believe you have single-handedly revived the Lima. You've made it popular for people, made it understandable for people in the late 20th and early 21st century.
Well, it's kind of you to say, but I'm sure I didn't do it single-handedly. But I was fortunate enough to meet people that knew Crowley, studied with Crowley in their later years. And I was just in the right place at the right time for a lot of things.
Yes, well, I knew Aleister Crowley, and I think it is safe to say that he would have been very, very pleased with your work.
Well, thank you. You knew him, so you also know that he was very mercurial, and he might not have approved.
Well, that's putting it mildly. Yes, Mr. Wilberforce. Oh, forgive me. I've been going on too long.
Thank you for warming him up. I appreciate that.
Yes, let me turn things over to the gentleman who will be conducting the interview proper. Please excuse me, I'm off to find some tea and Ms. Barris.
Lon Milo Duquette, pleasure. Hildebrand Wilberforce.
Nice meeting you.
Lon is in town. He was kind enough to sit down for an interview. He's in town for a couple workshops and a book signing this weekend. Get a hold of Janet Barris if you're interested. Tomorrow you're going to be at Alchemy Arts from 7 to 9:30 for a book signing. It's a free event. You can stop by and chat it up with him.
It's a beautiful little store.
It is, yes. And we also have Saturday. He's going to be discussing the Kabbalah at the dance building in Des Plaines. And then on Sunday, he's going to be at the same building discussing Aleister Crowley, actually, as Marius is talking about his personal relationship with that, which must be a little strange to you, but I must tell you this.
I'm used to strange things, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, then you're in wonderful company then. And then Saturday night, also you're going to be at Uncommon Ground from 10 to midnight, performing your folk music, playing some tunes.
Yeah, I'm playing my original material, yes.
Wonderful.
That's Uncommon Ground on
Devon. Yes,
right.
Yes, a wonderful little venue, actually. Those workshops, what exactly are you hoping to get out of those workshops?
Well, they're all day or 3/4 day workshops. It goes from 11 o'clock to about 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. The one on Saturday, it's called Kabbalah for the Rest of Us. Mm-hmm. For someone that was either new to the Kabbalah, or it would be absolutely perfect. But it's not a beginner's Kabbalah workshop per se. Okay. But it's an introduction to practical Kabbalah instead of theoretical Kabbalah.
I see. How it actually is utilized in your life, or how somebody would actually...
Yes, or at least how it's utilized by Western Hermeticists.
Okay.
And how it dovetails with tarot, how it dovetails with other Kabbalistic meditations and
very
things. And I try to make it as interesting. I try to keep you awake while talking about it.
Well, your humor is what most people talk about, is how you make it light and how you have a personality behind it. And
well,
it's
I like
not
to have
strictly about
I like to have fun, but I like the fun to deliver a message.
Sure. I enjoy that. And then Aleister Crowley, who you've also...
Yes, and it's the same 3/4 day thing, 11 o'clock till 4 o'clock. And I've titled it Aleister Crowley, Madman, prophet or secret agent.
Okay.
Or spy, because at one time or another he was probably all those things.
Perfect.
And hopefully you'll come away with it with a better understanding of Thelema itself as a spiritual art form, a spiritual movement. So
It sounds like, I don't know, I'm new to this myself. It's all something I need to learn about anyway. So the Kabbalah, it sounds very interesting to me myself. I'd like to check that out personally.
well, I started out years ago as a young man, your age or even a little younger, thinking I was going to be an Eastern mystic.
Okay.
I sort of fancied myself a yogi and gaining enlightenment, and I did a pretty good job of it for a while. But I kept thinking how good I was going to look after I gained enlightenment, and how cool I was going to look
Sure,
after
I
I lost my ego. And it sort of, the point was that Westerners and Easterners, in a very important way, are kind of hardwired differently.
Okay.
And we're after the same thing, but Westerners like to do things outside of themselves, and Easterners like to do things inside of themselves. And so I started to look around for a Western equivalent to what I was finding in the Eastern Eastern things, like the Tao Te Ching and things like that. And I kind of found it in the Kabbalah.
Okay.
So.
And this is where you devoted your 30 years of your life, you said? You were a musician before, and then you kind of devoted your life to this for a good amount of time.
Yeah, I gave the music up in the late '60s. I did some recording.
Okay.
And I had a partner. We did 2 singles and an album for Epic Records.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed the lifestyle.
Did you tour around quite a bit? Did you?
We toured around.
Yeah.
Other people recorded some of our songs. We opened for other more well-known bands.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got stoned a lot.
Okay.
And
The late 60s, you
and
said,
I
right?
really enjoyed that.
That sounds like a great time. That's the one time I said if I could be reborn, I would want to be born to where I was 18, 19, around that time. And
That's your why.
sounds wonderful to me.
That,
It sounds just great. So.
And but I was also trying to raise a family too, and
Tough balance. Tough balance.
I knew I was going to have to probably give one up or the other.
I see.
And it was a no-brainer to stick with the family. And so I just sort of left music cold turkey.
Okay.
And what filled it was an interest in magic and mysticism.
And it fulfilled you. I mean, it must have fulfilled you as much as music. I find music very spiritual myself. It's something that I zone out with, and it's something that I'm very fulfilled by. And it seems like it speaks a lot to what you're studying now and what you've gone so far. You've written so many books and created such a following because you've replaced it. I mean, it was just an interesting way to go.
My passion is exactly the same.
Right, that's what it sounds
my
like.
spiritual passion is exactly the same. I was trying to get it out in music.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just lucky to ease into another realm that I could find a better expression for it. But after about 35 years, I didn't even own a guitar. I didn't even own a guitar
I try to think about what that'd be
over
like.
25 years.
Yeah.
And one of my Monday night magic class students for Christmas couldn't believe I didn't have a guitar.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I would buy one too.
So he bought me a guitar.
That's excellent.
And I started plunking on it. And then I was, another friend gave me a ukulele.
Okay.
And the ukulele really did the magic trick because I write a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's now a sickness.
I wish I read more.
But when you get burned out, you want to do something, you know, and so I could just reach back and grab the ukulele and relax. It was like a drug of choice.
Cool.
But the ukulele is so easy to play, and there is no chord that's too hard to play on a ukulele.
Sure. I mean, just strumming it alone is a chord itself, and it's got a nice sound to it. Yeah.
And so it's nothing to play a B flat 13th drop 5th.
Gotcha.
And so I started to learn the old standards, Cole Porter and things, where there's 50 chords in a song.
But you can just jump around on it because there's 4 strings and you can just play through it.
And it's just like it was a quantum leap in music theory, and something just
that actually kind of helps me out. I don't have a ukulele, but now they're affordable. Now I might get one.
Get a ukulele, my son.
I think you just enlightened me. Yes, in that sense.
And so I was stuck in London, literally stuck in London for a month, and they got me literally a cold water flat. They call it cold water for a reason. And but it's in central London, just a couple blocks from the British Museum. No ukulele, but they had guitars.
Okay.
And so I was practicing all my ukulele fancy stuff on the guitar, because the first 4 strings are tuned relatively the same.
Okay.
And then I thought, after a while, I said, oh, I can drag another finger over. Oh, I can drag one more finger. And by the time I left London, my guitar theory and chops had taken a quantum leap.
Excellent.
And I started writing songs again, and the songs just started.
Well, you got them all bottled up, and yeah, you had 25 years, I said. Whoa. Did you feel that?
Sorry about that. Minor temporal rift. Order has been restored.
That's the one thing about traveling around with this guy. You don't know where you are most of the time.
That's what I want to know is, how did this chocolate get in my mouth?
Marius, it happens.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it was good though. It's good chocolate. Anyway, as we were talking about, I apologize for that little blip. We were talking about you were in London. You came back. You got the guitar. You came back, and songs were flowing out. And
yes, I was writing songs and writing books at the same time, and I decided to. Well, actually, a Canadian film company was doing a documentary on Aleister Crowley.
oh, okay.
And they came to Newport Beach. They spent 3 days shooting me and Constance and talking about Aleister Crowley. And when they heard that I'd recorded in the 60s and early 70s, they thought it'd be nice if they got a couple of shots of me playing and singing in front of people. So I called up a few friends, and I got a local club to let us just set up and
had a little jam session with some friends.
Yes.
Cool.
So I had a little jam session, and I was. It worked out really good, because in the documentary they said, "Oh, kindly old Mr. Duquette. He's a grandfather, and he's also an Aleister Crowley guy."
Nice.
Yeah. And it was really cute.
Cool. Come out the hero.
But in a sense, that got me. I said, I can still do this. So I started going to open mics and things, and eventually one of the Orange County Music Scene magazine interviewed me, and the interviewer thought that this is just, geez, an occult book writer and
very interesting niche, like kind of, yeah.
And he said, well, the music business is changing so fast, nobody really knows what's going on. And he had a lot of money, and so he became my producer.
And now you're making albums with him.
And so I made 3 albums
cool.
with him producing it, and one of my songs won the 2013 singer-songwriter competition for the openmic.com U.S. or
What
something.
tune? What was it?
Bernice.
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 I'll
It's
check it
just sort of a little cosmic Cole Porter-ish sounding thing.
Cool.
You know, I don't really write magic songs. You know, I don't write witches and goblins and demons and, well, maybe a demon song or two. But there's plenty of people, you know, singing about the goddess
Right.
and the horned one, and there's plenty of that going on.
All around, in every kind
Yeah.
of realm of religion and everything, there's that kind of direct
But
message.
you know, I've gotten to the point where I'm seeing magic in everything. Everything becomes. It's obvious that the biggest magic is in the things that seem not very magical, but they really are. And the big thing is love, and just what sounds like a simple love song is the biggest damn tantric cosmic truth that you can. And so I'm happy writing songs that don't sound occult, but
Got you. So they're love songs, but basically, since your life perspective is a little, it's coming from this certain angle that maybe isn't the pop perspective. It just has little trinkets of
Right.
magic in there because it's part of your life. And
Right.
so they're honest songs, and so they come through and they just have little bits of knowledge in them.
So,
I
and
like
besides, I just write the only things that I can write.
Well, that's
I-
right. What you know, right?
And I just play the guitar, just whatever I have to do to get through the song. So that's my philosophy and my style.
I like
right
it.
there.
I like it.
Do
Well,
what I
at
can
least
do.
you do
and
it.
I
That's-
do, yeah.
That's half the battle is getting up there and doing it. So I mean, I feel that.
And I got a show at a very nice club right here in Chicago on Saturday.
Perfect. Yes, the Uncommon Ground. You're going to be
Uncommon
playing at that
Ground.
venue. I've seen a couple shows there, and it's a very nice little intimate setting. So get your reservations in there early because it's filling up. He's on from 10 to midnight on Devon. It's the Uncommon Ground on Devon. Lon, it was excellent talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to shamelessly
Anytime.
expose myself.
Anytime, please. It's a pleasure talking to you. You're a wonderful guy.
Thank you.
Humble dude. I appreciate it very much, man.
Nice
You keep
to
playing
talk
that
to
music,
you.
man.
Thank
Excellent. Yep. So check him out this weekend. He's got a couple workshops and the show at Uncommon. I'll be there, so check it out, okay? Have a good night. Thanks, Lon.
I once was a baker of marzipan cakes. I once was the hero of Megiddo. A painter of dragons on porcelain plates. I once was the harlot of Jericho. A waif at the wharfside, a dandy in lace, a proud man's sad daughter who forgot her place. Each lifetime's a turn on the merry-go-round. The horses go up and go down as we spin through eternity's spiraling night, turning, returning until we get it right. I once was a bully who pushed the wrong boy. I once was the wrong boy to bully. I once hurled a Greek from the ramparts of Troy. I once speared a mastodon woolly. I once ate a mushroom and died on the spot. I pleasured 9 Zulus and liked it a lot. Each lifetime's a turn on the merry-go-round. The horses go up and go down as we spin through eternity's spiraling night, turning, returning until we get it right. I once was a rowdy young man in Peru. I once was a proper young lady. A sodomite, Hittite, a Jane and a Jew, and countless times died as a baby. I once was a Byzantine skewered by the Turks, and once I was triplets. Not sure how that works. Each lifetime's a turn on the merry-go-round. The horses go up and go down as we spin through eternity's spiraling night, turning, returning until we get it right. I once was the hero of Megiddo.